So, you know, they're both in the same headquarters. So I think that actually does mean a lot, that result, and means that M80, as you say, have just not been at the races thus yet today. Can they change that right here? It's Mirage, it's the pistol round, and Deco, the main man, has already been removed by Lake, and he'll double down on Lackey as well to get a 4v3.
Okay, well, we're going to need a retake here from M80. They've got themselves a man advantage, and that doesn't mean it's going to be the easiest one for them. They do not have a kit, so time is of the essence right now. Trace the name of the game. Clacks towards Broken Wall. Has done well in the round so far. Last bullet in the magazine is going to collect the headshots as well, and surely that means no chance for Slacks.
Yeah, he's got no kit, I'm afraid, as you said, and he's just trying to get a little bit more kill reward in play here. He knows he's probably going to be dying to the bomb anyway, so he may as well look for the kills, but Clax will remove it, and that's a very good work. Good start to the game. Norvi was always the sort of duo with Kenzie. It was the Kenzie-Norvi duo, not just on Aurora, but on fours as well. That was always so dangerous at this level of Counter-Strike, and I feel like that danger has kind of dissipated, I'm afraid, in recent times.
Yeah, it's true. Definitely seems to be somewhat nullified. You know, I remember himself and Kenzie, when this Aurora team had first formed, were just the heaviest hitting duo, the rifle duo in Tier 2. No one could really hold a candle to them.
Yeah. They've had a couple of periods like that where they look incredible.
Never when it's mattered, though.
I know, that's the biggest issue, right? I mean, I think it's fair to say one of their better performances was in the in that ESL Challenger Yongshipping this year. Sure, they won the Esports Masters, but I think that was changed to an online event, if I'm not mistaken.
They also, didn't they make it to the finals of the Melbourne Challenger? They lost to MIBR there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So they've had some good runs.
Yeah, and obviously the main goal for this team for so long has been to make Pro League. Like, they've had so many opportunities. Hang on. Slacks has just hit a headshot on Kenzie. I'll get back to that moment in a moment. Norvi needs a 1 versus 2, and Lake's got a really good angle. He's watching toward the pass position anyway, and Lake's just going to catch him through the bottom of the plywood on the balcony. That is a really good round to win for M80. Slacks getting an extra headshot. I thought it didn't actually look too bad. Yeah, Deco's, I guess, personality has always been something that's been questioned by many people as well, due to various clips around the scene. But, yeah, we know how talented he can be.
I will say on the Deco conversation, I've never actually seen him like... I feel like he's a hardcore internal rager, and he might maybe goes very quiet, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who throws his hands around and has a hiss. But oh my goodness, excellent space through the wall. They're going to do quite a lot of damage. Kenzie will be the one to find the frag. That nade is going to be on the money. Oh. Huge amount of damage out of Switcher.
Oh, that nade does a bit of damage back though, and Deco will actually catch him as the smoke is blown open. But damage is so significant. That extra HE that comes through. To Deco takes from 8 HP to 7, and he can't exactly hold the line. He tried to. Wow. He tried to allow Clax to get a bomb plot by holding that off angle, but they, obviously on such low health, it was impossible. And good bit of initiative there from M80.
Proper full gun round upon us. Feels like we haven't actually had one yet because of the fact that M80 won an eco to kickstart their campaign. Aurora forced back after that. So it's taken longer than it would usually. And Lake has just continued on his merry way. Slacks gets in on the act as well. Aurora really have nothing to show for the fact that they're in a 5 versus 1. I mean, They've just kind of poked and prodded across the map, and they've all lost out their respective gunfights.
Well then. That looked way too easy for M80, I'm afraid. There's the dink sound. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did catch that.
Yeah, on Deco, and that nade comes through. So that is something that, you know, I'm convinced it's an accident in that update last night. I would be very, very surprised if that was on purpose. Of course, we had that for a little while in the very early days of CS2 when the, you know, nades coming through toward any player, when it would explode and damage would be done, you actually hear like a bit of a weird goosh sound. This time I'm hearing a dink. When a player has a helmet, I'm convinced that's not intentional.
In real life.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I feel it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, and it's too early to be that frustrated, Trav. Too early.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of conversation, of course, in this event after Cloud9's results, of course, and, you know, Boomich being very, very up and down in terms of his emotions. Wondering if that's necessarily healthy for the team environment. For Aurora, who knows? That does feel like a sort of strange situation sometimes when we don't know how they're going to perform, and they don't really know either. Lake's aggression has finally been countered by kenZ, and now Sin has got a lot of pressure coming his way on the B site. Swisher to support from short once again. Transfer isn't that bad. Does some damage, which allows Swisher to get the kill, but in comes Lackey late short. However, Rek has crept out from that hard position. The M4A4 spray is recovered really nicely. Doesn't commit to it fully. Makes sure he completes the kill. And he takes Lackey as well. It's going beautifully right now for M80.
Gotta make sure that they do keep the respect here, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've played very assertive and proactive the whole game so far, have M80, and sometimes, especially against pistols, that's something that can catch you off guard, and suddenly the game could change. As you can see, one has just come through there from Deco, so good with the Deagle. And Lucky maybe is a bit closer towards CT than Rek was expecting, but there are two players here to support that. Slack's in play as well. All good. He'll deal with Norvi as well. About to be 7 in a row for M80. Deco has hit another nice one, but there's no need to be any refaces now. The bomb will attempt to be planted, but of course they're worried about one more player coming from Connector, and there is no way to get through on that one. Deco has hit 3 amazing shots in that round, but not rewarded for them. Very curious. Of course, that will go down. Another one of the reasons why I thought, you know, Aurora might have a chance, as they're sort of independent right now. But not been the case. They've been pretty nowhere in this entire tournament thus far. Swisher making his way up. Bad timing, I think, though. It's being watched. And yes, Norvi and kenZ, a combination of those two, will get that opening kill. First proper opening Aurora have had in a gun round for a long while.
Yeah, and there we go. Util dumped in, and immediately M80 are being drawn across, and that's because they're down by a man. Rek will second guess it, though. Rightfully so.
Yeah, Sin obviously is getting some contact still from kenZ in those apartments. That's going to go aggressive. That's fast and clean on Deco. And now Lake is rotating round to help out toward that apartment's position. It's switched around to a 4 versus 3. 20 seconds to try and find a plant, but Rek is still towards CT. He knows another player coming his way, though. He hears Clax stomping toward him, and he chooses not to fight until teammates are in play. He will take Sin off the back of that, but Slax has got another one. This time actually from Ladder Room. Against Lackey on that quick trade. Rek will then choose to creep his way out from CT, and it's such a fantastic call to go for that on that timing. And now Norvi, I think he tried to make a long con play, but it's not going to really work out, you think, from here. He's an instant headshot on Lake, and Lake is just too fast for him in this game. He's too fast for everyone in this game thus far. M80, what a retake.
A little bit more conviction out of Aurora with their decision-making here.
Yeah, just allowing M80 to get behind them and get in front of them and win the duels. Both sides of it. Swisher tries it again, by the way, and you know what? Sometimes doing it 2 rounds in a row, especially when you've been winning these rounds, actually isn't a bad idea, because you'd be like, surely you won't expect me to do this again.
Exactly.
Or again. But kenZ's been very ready for the last couple of rounds. So Aurora have had openings.
Yeah, definitely is the mentality there from Swisher. Like you said, didn't work out in the previous, and decides to maybe roll the dice once again. But yeah, Aurora have another opening kill here. This one has to be converted. 8 in a row for M80. Anything more, and it feels like they've just closed up shop here on the first map. Big kill out of Norway, and he's going to immediately assume control of this B bomb site. Rek gets a frag back, but they already have full control. Stax could catch the bomb carrier in tow. And this is a key shot, though.
That is not an easy one to hit, I will say. And Clax finally Rek might put an end to this one. They've got unlimited money on Slack, so I think you probably want to play aggressive exits. There are 2 rounds left in the half. There is no reason why you don't try and fight your way out here. So he's going to stick around, but he probably will get taken down in a second or two, and there it is. Deco will find him, and Lake is just looking to maybe even go for a ninja here, because as I said, so much money. Try something a little bit wacky, perhaps. Give it a go right now. 2 players have already ran away from the site. So if this on Norvi, who knows? But no, not to be. Norvi is ready, and we'll take him down. So something for Aurora on T side.
Of course, it is Anubis next, a map that Aurora, I mean, they've fallen off on lately, but they'll still back themselves on it. Big kill out of kenZ.
kenZ's been the main catalyst in the recent rounds, and he often is that man to be that player to sort of drag Aurora out of a hole whenever they're in it. Rek reacts for 1, almost 2. It was so close to that second. He does critical damage to Clax, down to 7 HP, and with Swisher finding Lackey back into a 3v3, and Aurora walking wounded. This might be very difficult to hold on to, and Sin has even found the most healthy player in Deco. And Swisher will aggress once again to deal with Kenzie, get a bit of revenge from the previous rounds, and Clax won't be winning this one.
We knew that there were concerning signs coming into the series, but they've only been amplified.
Yeah, I thought they'd perhaps ramp up in this particular tournament, but I've not seen anything to believe in that just yet. They did okay to bring it back to overtime against Big in the first best of 3, but even, you know, Big's online form can sometimes be a little bit up and down. It's still look pretty clean for them, and Slacks will end the half for his team. He's 7-2. He's died twice in an entire half, only done really what he's ever needed to do, and of course one of those deaths didn't matter at all. It's not by a few tenths, it's by a second or so.
Oh yeah, they have completely cleared the pack up until now. And they can pretty much put the final nail in the coffin if they can win this pistol round as well. Aurora, they're still kicking and screaming, but they're being lowered into the grave right now as we see M80 looking to try and break their way in towards the safe bomb site. Aurora are very well set up to deal with what's coming their way, and that's fantastic from Deco. 2 quick kills found at his hand. There's no way for Rek as he swings into 3 of them on jungle, and Aurora will do as was required of them. They've now won both pistol rounds here on Mirage. That's
pretty crazy to think about, isn't it? They've won 1 gun round. Deco doesn't watch a whole amount of demos. Like, he concentrates on his own game. Like, it's the rest of the team, up to the rest of the team to do that. So obviously that can be looked at both ways. It's good that you're focusing on your own performance and don't get confused by other ideas, but at the same time, maybe you'd want to have a little bit more knowledge on certain setups and certain play styles, especially if a team from a different region.
Okay, well, first gun round is upon us here in the second half. Oh, Rick, looking for some timing, emerging out of Palace. AC have been able to find a kill, but there's 2 in return from Aurora.
Yeah, Deco kind of holding around in the smoke, trying to make something happen. And as you say, this is now all important. With Lackey clinging on to life, there is only 1 man at the moment to defend against the bomb coming the way. There is going to be a rotation from the likes of Deco, of course, with the round CT. That's most important, because if they had 2 MP9s here, it would be awkward, but Sin's in a great position. Now Deco's going to have to do it all. Clax has been removed. Right-click smoke to give him some space to work around, and more damage done to the CT player, but he stands his ground as Deco, and that is the way to go about it. These are all down to Slacks. He'll get pinched upon. And this is a great start to the second half, not just from Aurora, but especially from Deco.
Really does seem like one of those kind of players.
Flax. Now realise the pistols are about to hop his way. He needs to be ready. Deco does manage to get one through the corner of that stairs and jungle smoke. Kenzie and Clax. Oh, actually, Kenzie will get run down. That's an M4 that can be recovered for Lake, but he gets caught. Gets caught by Lackey. There's no way in here. Swisher trying to fight his way in. Actually will find that M4. Of course, the bomb is not on his back, so it's a purely... maybe even a save mission or damage mission. He can buy next one anyway. So I'd imagine to be looking for damage, maybe trying to go for this long flank as quickly as possible to catch 1 more player in the back. Worth giving it a go.
Oh, I think Norway just heard the step there. Yeah, look at the minimap immediately. All of them kind of pivoting in this direction. Swisher's never going to... Oh, okay, I like that. He is actually pre-aiming it. That's a great kill. Like you were saying, economic damage is the goal right now for Swisher. And he's been able to inflict a little bit more onto Aurora, and eventually, inevitably, does go down. Aurora get another point on the board. This is what you're talking about coming into the half, Trav. You win the gun, you win the pistol, convert, win the gun round, and you're straight back into the game.
You recover on CT, and I've seen that quite a lot as like a pattern from Aurora. When they've had bad games, they'll recover into a game on that CT side. But that hasn't really been the case in more recent times, as they've kind of looked, I guess, average overall. But that is a good piece of initiative taking in the following round from M80, realizing that Deco could very easily have that line towards short. And here's sort of Reign of Terror in the early stages of the CT half is now over early round for once. Know what's going on, Aurora. They'll know they have mid, but when you say haven't really made any moves, it's mostly in mid where they haven't continued to make the move. They will go for the plant. Oh no, they're going to go for the plant on default, but their teammates are dropping like flies, which means there's no protection for that plant. It will go down, which is a saving grace for M80 in this position, but Lackey can just jump on the defuse and stick it. Look how far they are away. Swishes in connector, and Lake was nowhere even anywhere near the site because he was sort of faking toward that top mid position. So that is a misstep from M80, and Aurora take advantage.
Yeah, they've been in some good positions in these rounds in the T half, but haven't really been able to put much pressure on Aurora. And if they lose this gun round here, then all of a sudden we completely flip the script, and it's Aurora who'll have the lead. Naki draws first blood, takes a lot of damage in the process. That's why M80 are so keen to try and force the trade, but they've missed the window. So Aurora locked the man advantage into the round. M80, they've got mid control to show for it, but it's still going to be very difficult to actually get into a bomb site from here.
See, know what's going on bottom corner and towards short. They're going to go for a counter boost on the short bricks though, and that could give Slacks a bit of a look towards the site, but he'll drop down, and now he's in no man's land. Should easily get caught, you think. When's the Norby peak coming through? He's actually choosing to play it safe. He's playing it silent, and you know what? It might cost him. It absolutely has. Slacks destroys him. And Sin has only not just found Clax, he's found Deco as well. Kenzie, oh my word. You're right on the time. He was creeping forward on a decent timing, and the bomb wasn't exactly near the site yet. They were trampling their way up to try and get that one down.
And also, should Aurora lose this round, then it's almost tickets here because they don't have any money. So,
yeah,
right back onto the back foot.
They had that one buy in arrears that I mentioned.
Yes.
Fall back on, and this is it. And Deco's got his ult. Swisher will go down, and Lake is actually looking at himself quite lucky to get that one, considering Lackey was pushing him down as well. And M80 don't have really much control around the map after those opening duels. So 3 versus 4, Aurora looking solid once again. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right about the Norvy's position there. I understand why you didn't want to push forward because of the apartments situation, knowing there was one player there, but
it looks like they're just going to try and venture their way up catwalk short into the B bomb site, and they're actually is the AWP of Deco here in position. They'll walk into it. He's missed his shot. That's going to cost him his life, and they know about Lackey as well. So this should net them a bomb plant at the bare minimum. Lackey's really trying to apply the pressure from apartments. Decides to actually extinguish the molly, but can't do anything about the bomb plants. And this certainly does give M80 a good chance in the round now. Rek needs his frag at range. A spray down will result in him collecting the kill. And Slacks is AWP yet to get going in the post plants as well.
Yeah, and he's got himself back into a decent position here too. Like, this is probably the best place he can play from, especially where Slacks is. They've realized Market now is very unlikely to be a rotating position, and Slacks just stands in the open, knowing that it's a safe angle to hold, and takes Norby down. It's all down to Lackey. He's got the get picked up right now, and Rek will take him as well. That is a brilliant round from M80. Understanding the map, understanding the situations, planting the right spot, getting some intel toward Market, allowing that after plant to be successful. Yeah, both these two teams, knowing the form that they can show and have shown in 2024, that, you know, Berlin will absolutely have been their main goal here. Like, there's no different any ways about it. We have had some underdogs, of course, like Legacy, for example, who will probably just wanted to show their best form. They would have been, you know, hoping distantly for a chance at the Berlin LAN, but there are some teams, obviously, in this event that you'd expect a little bit more of. And these two definitely will have expected to make it. Oh, there. One of them is guaranteed not to. Slack's getting peppered by utility top mid. Aurora trying to battle for it. Looking to pincer. A couple of players con, one player window. Oh, a couple of players short as well. But because of that, Rek has realised what setup they're going for. And he's playing inside the top con smoke. Oh my word. What kind of play is he going to make here? He's let one go past. Wish has finally found the kill. And he can't spin and find Kenzie though. And they still keep that 4v3.
Yeah, Deco's bunkered down. He's kind of relying on Kenzie to take the contact, and then Deco will go searching, and he's going to lose his head. How has Sin won that gunfight? Oh, that's a really rough one. And look at the time left. There's still enough here for M80 to pull out of that A bomb site and head in a different direction. I think that Lake might have actually heard some of the rotations off of that B bomb site. So he's called for his teammates to rotate back across. Now, how does Lake actually decide to play this? Because he could try and venture forward and force gunfights. He could try and lock down middle. It's going to be the former. And that's going to give his life up. So he's done well to give them the info, to give them the lead, to head into this B bomb site, but unfortunately can't contribute more.
Could this one happen again? This time there's a bit more of a significant issue. We've got no Slacks to post up with an AWP, and Sin is only 13 HP. Swisher might have to take point here in this one, and Aurora, it looks like they're going to rotate all 3 players in through market. If Sin finds one, it could set up Swisher for something special. There is no kit. They have to go quickly here, Aurora. If he finds one Sin, it could be big, but he doesn't. Now Swisher in Apartments couldn't play off of a trade. He's got to win 3 duels cleanly. Can he waste enough time off the clock to maybe deny that defuse? He's been spotted out now. It's going to make it doubly hard. That nade won't catch Lackey, and that is actually quite well sorted out by Aurora.
Twitch chat, the all-knowing being, one entity.
I did know that, but I'd completely forgotten. So thank you, Twitch chat. Sometimes you're
like
helpful.
The third caster here, basically.
Sometimes Twitch chat is helpful. Who knew?
We should do call-ins. We should do call-ins with Twitch chat and let them join us for a round. Either way.
We're battling
101 Counter-Strike casters. Thunderpick. Well, Championship Slacks is hanging up the phone on Clax. He sends him into another dimension.
Yeah, big battle.
Oh, Swish.
And the fight with Clax could only get 2 back. They're making a lot of noise here. Gonna have to be very ready with Deco, but I just don't think he's gonna be ready for it. Look at that, peppered by utility, and then the kill coming through for Sin. And Dorvi has to clutch 1 versus 2 to keep his team alive on map 1. Swisher and Sin in this 2v1. 1 low, of course, but Norvi's got no kit. He's going to have to try and force a fight at some point. He's going to try and use a smoke to lure them out into the open to get information on where they're playing from. Now will choose to phase through his own smoke back to the left. Actually wins the duel on Sin somehow. Don't ask me how. And Swisher, only 34 XP, trying to play time. Oh, only just gets it. But to be fair, M80 always had Aurora at arm's length on Mirage.
Must-win map here for Aurora just to stay alive in the competition. Gonna have to reinvigorate some of that great form we've seen from them on Anubis earlier on in the year. Not the standard we've seen from them lately, and it's going to be a pretty standard execute into this B bomb site. No resistance at all from the CT side, but at least it's given them the cue a little bit earlier on that they have to rotate across.
Some will go down. And they actually managed to get the bomb down while keeping their utility. So they actually have a lot of after-plant util here, Aurora. That could completely change the complexion of this pistol round. The smoke's a little bit weird where Sin is at right now. Actually will allow, you know, Sin to make his way forward. But they are going for this molly strat right now. They're going to peek as a 5. The Swisher defuse will come through. There's the nade though, and it gets both Swisher and Lake. The strategy is spot on. Those pistols are impossible to lose with that util. Swing as a 5 and then use that util without having to bank it through some gaps in the map. But yeah, it's a fun start to the game, that's for sure. M80. I haven't really stacked this one correctly, I'm afraid, though. One player to worry about. Oh, Norby, you didn't reload your Mac 10, my friend. That's going to cost him his life against Rec, and they can absolutely give this one a look now. Good dink.
Yeah, good dink indeed does the damage to Lackey. Bomb plant only now comes through. This retake is heavily predicated on Lake with this flank right now. SMG versus SMG! Oh my god, he gets a headshot first against Clax, but will still come off second best, and that'll be enough to spell the save here for the CT side. I think that there was even a world where they were committing to the save off the bat until Rec gets that kill on Norway, and then that maybe gets them a little bit more interested.
Just trying to see if there's one player around beach being a little bit cheeky. He'd be right. Not on the angle maybe he's expecting, though. Spotted out, though, and that's a good bit of crosshair placement in a weird angle.
Yeah.
Decker will take it. Sim will save the Mac 10, but only the Mac 10, and that's all they'll have to work with in round 3. When it comes to map control, otherwise, if you get executed on, you need one player to go above and beyond, usually, in a certain bomb site hold.
And it's really difficult on both bomb sites. It's not like there's any ideal positions where you can put yourself and feel like you're in a really strong spot. 3 players for the CT side over on the same bomb site right now. Slacks will draw blood, but it's not fatal. And Lackey avoids the might of that HE grenade as well. So Aurora starts to mount the pressure up on the same bomb site. Sin is going to swing off the back of Slacks' contact, and he will find a kill of his own. But Greg's gone down A main. That means Sin has to swivel. Not ideal at all. Lake's really looking for a way to get in towards middle, and his spray is whiffy, but it will result in a frag. Bomb comes through in the meantime. Slacks in a really good position. Gets the kill on Deco. Clax is looking for the multi, though. He's found 2 of the 3 required. Destiny Eagle out rattling off the shots, but Swisher will deny.
So near, but yet so far, as you can see already. Kenzie's reaction. Obviously, knowing there's a very good chance someone can move over toward the doors themselves, and it is absolutely Slacks versus Decker right now in this position. our little head-to-head before this series got underway.
Are we going to get a duel between them? Yes, sirree. Slack steps into the scope of Deco and comes off second best.
Owie.
Frag found, and Lake will go searching, but ends up costing him, despite the fact he gets the kill on kenzie. He dies immediately afterwards, as does his teammate, so damage is done here, and that should be round over.
Yeah, Claxton even look to the side with his teammates there, realizing the situation, realizing that he can hold for that canal rotation, and honestly, Deco should have probably gone down there, but he's faster against the MP9 of Rek. That's huge. He's just trying to save the AWP, and he's only hit a tag on Clax. Try and smoke behind him to lure them into his position, knowing that he has to fight his way out here, but 2 HEs, a double swing. I'm afraid Sin is screwed, and he's dead. Norby will find it. This is a lot better from Aurora early game. Some of my friends is listening to the cast, and they just sent me Rops's current tweet, and he said, "I speak for everyone when I say this dink sound from HE damage is awesome. What a fun day to play Counter-Strike. Thank you for this addition. So much more tactical depth added to the game. Looking forward to all the other things being cooked in Valve HQ."
I don't detect a hint of sarcasm. Oh, okay. Well, thank God you added /S. Otherwise, I never would have been able to tell.
Some decent damage is being done here, by the way. Oh, Rek is still behind Cake with the 5-7.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's a 2v2. I thought that was going to be an easy entry for Clax, but that 5-7 has gone unchecked. Thankfully, the nade will force him into the open because he had no armor. That nade could have just killed him straight up. Who knows? Deco will clean it out. Bomb can go down, and now Slacks has to win this with an AK.
Well, he might as well feel it out. It was just an eco round here for M80, and now it's a 1 versus 2. It's all about the timing, and Slacks is going to step out. Finds the head of Deco down to kenzie now to try and save the day and avoid the blushes for Aurora. And Slacks is thinking that kenzie might go searching. Kenzie's just tucked behind the pillar right now. He's playing the long game. Time is on his side because Slacks is without that kit. Slacks trying to figure out where he's positioned. It's the worst possible timing for him as he pulls the knife out and jumps into the bomb site. So kenzie will at least get the round across the line, but it takes, well, the team takes a lot of damage in the process.
On that timing, I won't expect him there on that particular position at that moment. So, good stuff.
It's a really important gun round here for M80 to try and turn the tide because the map hasn't at all gotten off to the start that they would have hoped. And Trav, you spoke about how important proactivity and taking initiative is on the CT side, and that's exactly what we see from them out of the gates. So it could be a bit of a false sense of security here for the CT side. And Lake's kind of realized that he may have to pivot back in this direction. Swisher will pull the trigger on Lackey, and he hears the util being reined in on that B bomb site as well. Big frag though on Lake.
He's taking a lot of damage though, even though it's a big kill. I mean, they might be able to do something with this because the plant is possible, but this is where the battle really matters now for Clax. He needs this one, and Rek will find it. And even though the bomb is planted, too many positions to worry about. Buy tickets for our LAN event in Berlin with 4 teams from this online stage, making it to the LAN for a chance at a lot of dollary dues. Rek knows this could be a player close up, and a nade actually will break that, and Sin gets into position to help him. So another opening kill. Yeah, 25 seconds, and they can even play a bait setup perhaps in toward that plat position if they really want to. There was a re-smoke in position too, a flash to hold them at bay. That's lined up kenzie for an extra 5 seconds, and in comes Rek, and it's going to be an absolute slaughter, I think, here. Too many positions to worry about. Deco does well to take that 1 kill, but you've got to find a way to find 4 players at this point, and the trades will be too easy. kenzie stuck onto a jail. He goes down to Sin, just spamming away with that USP. And M80 are very much in this one now. Aurora going to be on low econ. The gap could be won very quickly.
Cameras initially, Slack's missing his shot. Rek was worried about A main and cameras, had so many different angles to try and deal with. Just really intelligent positioning from him to try and keep himself covered with each of those jewels. And look at this from Swisher, just leaping into the canals, and he'll force the fight immediately with kenzie. Rek is on the opposite side of the map this time, but will continue to find impact. However, after he's gone down, Aurora, not going to ask any questions, just immediately takes space in this B-bomb site.
Yeah, and this smoke actually locks away those rotations, of course, as well. They do have an HE to break him. It would obviously do some damage to Swisher if they would try and put that into practice right now. It's been used, that Molotov. Oh, it's a second too early. It doesn't burn the players in E-bots because the end of the smoke extinguishes it. Could that mean something? Clax has still found Sin. They know he's all the way back saw that Rug's position, and finally now he'll push forward. They know where one is. They're trying to isolate Lackey. They're pushing forward for that one, and now all the intel is known. Double molly into that position. Kit's going to be on the bomb. Nice shot from Slacks. That is great work from M80, realizing all those eventualities. Smoke, get it down, pull out his weapon again. All those little bits and pieces that put him at risk, but he does well. He gets his 2. And here's M80 staying proactive again here. Look, 2 players rushing straight through mid immediately. With the help of a flash. Poor old Lackey can't see a thing. And Lake will get one on Norvi as well.
Oh, and he gets out of dodge. The player that was in Canals decides against not holding window. I thought that would have been not an obvious play to make, but an ideal one in that situation, considering that Aurora knew they'd crossed the bridge. Kenzie decides instead to prioritize to take control of E-Box, which isn't a bad option either.
Oh, this incendiary could be nicely timed here for Lake. He's just jiggling for now, but if he throws it in the next 15 seconds... Oh, okay, there we go. He gets the intel first. They're going to have to run through it. Of course, barely any damage to that incendiary. Absolutely useless piece of utility these days. And now Lake is mollied himself. Look how much damage the molly does instead. It's combined with an HE, sure, but it removes him from the round. Swisher. Swisher.
Oh, he wants more.
He wants more than just the one. Will catch Clax coming off the plant, and he knows where the second player is. And Kenzie's down as well. It's all down to Deco. He's stuck in no man's land on the site. He has to force duels both separate ways here. He's trying to play in that temple smoke, but I think he's possibly been spotted out, and he misses the first shot. He's been smoked off. He needs something ridiculous now. But they put him down to 6 HP. Swisher jiggles him out of the round. Nothing you can do about that. And the long con flank from Swisher is brilliant. Yeah, and the main thing about that play from Swisher as well is he knew exactly what was going to happen. He knew the planter was going to come off that particular position, maybe jump backwards through the smoke. He knew that was a free kill, and then he could just pre-aim the jail player who he'd already seen. So, had that under lock and key there, did Swisher for sure. Pistol round underway though, and
oh no.
Clax and Deco tried to go aggressive. Norvi's responded, but Lake is here. Great second from Norvi. That was very hard to judge on a slightly different angle than a normal headshot position. But now Lackey's gone down. They're trying to battle back. It is back and forth in this pistol. Aurora fighting fire with fire, but getting caught from different angles, and Swisher gets the last comfortably. That could be a nail in the coffin for Aurora.
This has been very solid from M80 so far. 8 rounds coming consecutively. And if they can win this gun round here, I reckon the map and series are as good as done. And look at the play that they're going for to try and finish off the job. It's going to be brute force into the B bomb site. Slacks boosted up, not with his beloved AWP. He's got the AK posted on the angle. Swisher's playing smoke fade as well. Aurora just bunkered down, not offering up any gunfights. And now Swisher will activate, caught a glimpse of an elbow, and he will take the head. And it's still one player in the bomb site, but not for much longer.
That is just such a simple yet perfect call to make at that stage of a round and at that stage of a game. It's very early. Aurora haven't got any information yet. What did I say about being assertive on CT side and needing to get intel, needing to get kills early? They've let M80 do it to them, and that's usually what happens. And the thing is as well, like, it's not like we're beating up on Kenzie, because we're like, we want them to improve. We want them to really deliver when it matters. And Kenzie is one of the players that we've enjoyed watching at this level for such a long time, and we just don't want to see him basically struggle. It's basically what it is. He's going to be forced away from these mollies again, which makes it very awkward for him. Thankfully, Norvi's done well, but again, alive toward the back of the site, not exactly healthy. And 4 versus 4 with Lake about to pitch on 11 HP. Oh my god, he only takes 1 tick to the molly. Only 1 tick to the nade. He was 8 HP, went down to 2, and finally he goes down. Norvi will take that one, and all other cavalry has arrived. Should be an off angle for Noi to work with, but how does Rek react to that one?
That is a very good question. Thankfully, though, Clax will be able to pour cold water on his efforts as he does come through from Canals to get that kill. And Swisher's going to, I think, fake as though he's rotating away, selling all of these audio cues. But I reckon they're still going to end up on the B bomb site, leaving Sin in this position. There's only 25 seconds left on the clock. No, Swisher's committed the entire way through. And Clax is in position. Oh my god, I thought for maybe a brief moment there that Swisher might be able to land and get the shot off, but no. Not entirely sure what the plan was, leaving Sin all the way on the opposite side of the map. Surely if Swisher was going to try and go A like that, Sin would have been keeping the pressure up on B to try and keep Aurora's focus on that side of the map. I think that means if you bet $1 million on M80, you would get $3,000 back. No, can't be, right?
Calm down. Don't do math on stream.
Okay, yeah, that's the danger. Either way, point in case is that those are not odds that offer a favorable return. Great kill out of Lake there. Catches Lackey napping, pushing into the crosshair.
Yeah, Lackey's been trying to take control of mid a lot during this game, whether it's been with utility or all alone. And this is something that is, I think, very, very evident in this sort of beginnings of the CT half for Aurora here. They try and play proactive, they try and play aggressive like M80 did, but it's just not with as much synergy at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you. The synergy is the difference maker in late. Well, he is the Reaper right now. A ripping frag from him to dispatch of Kenzie. I tell you right now, his head's in his hands, Trav. We should have a counter. Would certainly be more... No, I'm not even going to bash him anymore. Scrap that. That's just horrible bullying. Either way, Norway is in position here to try and maybe make something happen. He's all by himself on this B-bomb site. He's only going to be able to collect a single kill. And Deco, 1 versus 4. Obviously, no way for him to win the round from here. He's going to have to head for the hills. And Trav, we spoke about how important it was for Aurora to build on that previous round win. And unfortunately, the scaffolding has just crumbled.
Should have this one under lock and key. Aurora going to have to go aggressive looking for something.
M80 taking their time a lot more than we've seen from them throughout this T side so far. As you say, Aurora kind of going searching in towards middle, looking to maintain this part of the map, would give them a quick rotation in either direction. It's going to have to come in towards B. It's only Norway here right now with an MP9 and a Dream. It's going to require something magnificent from the IGL, and he isn't even able to get a single kill. Bodies hitting the floor, and M80 are on the brink, Trav.
Comfort for M80, and what a bounce back after what we saw from them earlier on today. Aurora do not look like the Aurora we've seen this year. Lake gets one more toward Clax. That puts his tally up to 18. It was Lake had such an awful series earlier. Now Deco's got to kill 5 players with an XM. I'm afraid that's just not going to happen in any universe. Kenzie is tagged down, and you can see his reaction. He knows this is done and dusted. Aurora, 16 health. Being eliminated from the Thunderpick World Championship. M80, a great bounce back. The round is done. Just put it to the smoke. They now know where he is still. And it's gone. He gets eliminated by the Glock, and Aurora are gone from the Thunderpick World Championship.
Without even winning a single map, Trav. They did not win a single map against Big, and they got completely demolished by M80.